excited to bring you on the team. And based on just our belief in what you told us, we assumed certain things. We assumed that you were at a certain level. And what we're finding out is that we think you're doing a good job. We think that you're a great asset to the team. We want to keep you, but you're not at the level that we thought we were hiring. And so there's a gap. There's a gap between where we want you to be or where we need you to be and where you are.
Yeah.
So what we want to do is help you come up with a plan to get to that place in a very specific period of time. And so we would design what I would call an employee growth path to get them to that place and define a time period and give them the responsibility for getting there. So we would detail out what the missing pieces are and then come up with a plan to achieve getting to those places. So it might be that they need some training. It might be that they need to take a course. It might be that they need to invest time on their own on weekends or whatever that is. But it's their responsibility to get there, and it's our responsibility to support them, coach them, and kind of bring them along for the ride. And if they achieve that goal, then they will, everything goes. So I would let them keep the salary, even though it's higher,
yes,
with the understanding that they have this amount of time to get to that place. And they always did. And what I would agree is, if you stay on track, I will invest even more in you in paying for some training, buying you some courses, whatever, in order to help you. So let's say I should have hired them at $10, but I paid them $20. I'd let them keep the $20, and then after they got to let's say there was 5 steps to get to the goal. I would say, okay, let me see you get to step 2. Do step 1, do step 2. Once you do that, then I'm going to invest even more money in you for training development to get you to 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah, it's great.
Every time it worked.
It's also a little lesson for me. Thank you.
Yeah, happy to help. And, to me, it's like you hire, let me say it this way. I hire for aptitude, for personality, for culture, for passion, for drive, for trust, not so much for skills.
Yes.
I used to hire for skills, but I can teach skills. I teach people skills all day long, right? In coaching and other areas, I can buy other people that can train skills. I can't necessarily train all those other things. It takes a lot longer. And so I try and find those things. Those are harder to teach. It's harder to teach how to be a good person than it is how to build a funnel,
Absolutely.
So I try to find the good person and then teach them how to build a funnel part. So it's just what's worked for me.
I will send you a text message after Wednesday, but I think it will work.
Yeah.
Cool. And also my big project for December is to finalize with my team the whole salary issue. You remember when you were in Budapest, the first night in the tower, we had a discussion,
yeah.
and during the Q&A I asked you, so I want to re-listen your wisdom again. And because I think they don't appreciate what they get as a salary. I mean, not all of them. Yesterday I had a lunch with Reka, the financial girl.
Yeah.
And she's very clever. And really, because I want to pre-frame her to this salary negotiation, salary discussion in December. And I told her that, really, I think that the base salary, it's an indication of as a good living standard. But how can I frame and give to the other colleagues? Reka is very intelligent and young. All the others around more than, 30 years old, they are more programmed to another type of job salary and whatever. How can I create them that they can make more money as a living, but not as a base salary, but an extra? So that's my challenge. It's a cultural change I want to lead with my colleagues.
So there's a risk, and there's an inherent risk in this, right? So some people do not believe in themselves at all. And if they don't believe in themselves, then they can't make the leap that you're going to ask them to make.
Absolutely.
So I think part of your And it's counterintuitive for entrepreneurs to do this, I think, because most entrepreneurs get nervous that if they teach people how to be more confident, teach them how to believe more in themselves, then they'll leave them or compete with them or something else. So There's a struggle that many entrepreneurs have. But if you have the right people and you teach them that, then their loyalty soars and they never want to leave you. They want to support you and they don't want to harm you. So it's a little counterintuitive. So I think part of it needs to be really getting people clear on, what they are capable of and having them believe in their own capabilities. And I don't mean on an external basis where they like you said, Peter came in and sold you on that, but probably inside he knew he was stretching a little bit, right? But he was selling on the outside. So there needs to be this internal belief and accountability and confidence that they can do that. And I think it starts with a conversation of it's the R factor, the Dan Sullivan question. If we were sitting here 1 year from today, what has to have happened for you to be happy with your progress? Where do you want to see yourself grow? Do you want to grow? Because I believe that all growth begins with a decision to grow. As simple as that sounds, it's really it's a choice that you have to make consciously to grow. And when you do that, growth happens fast, right?
Yes.
You know this. So, for me, I was sitting at dinner with you and I'm changing things. And then all of a sudden stuff starts happening. I'm not there yet. I've got a long road to go and I'm excited about the journey. I'm not upset about it. I'm not feeling I should get there faster. I'm feeling wow, awesome stuff's happening every day. I'm just along for the ride and staying focused, right? But that started with a decision. Otherwise, I was just doing the same bullshit over and over and over again, expecting something to miraculously happen. So it's just, and this is when my business took off from growing, when any relationship, anything that I wanted to improve or grow or end for that matter, it starts with a choice. So I think that's the first thing with them, and to have them be clear on what that looks like for them, and then talk about how to best help them get there. And it's a training and development growth conversation for each employee. You have the good fortune of not having too many people, so to have this conversation with each person, it's not going to take you a month and a half, right? You can do it in a period of time that's reasonable. When I learned this lesson about this, I already had 60 people, and it was a pain in the ass.
Absolutely.
But I will also say that of those 60 people, I probably kept 40 of them, and 20 of them had to go because they were not interested in growing. They were not interested in the culture of a growth organization either. So I'm fine with some people I need some people that are always going to kind of just do what they do. They don't have to grow too much. They don't have to expand too much. They just got to come in, do their job, be positive, be an asset to the team. But they don't have to become better necessarily. There are jobs in your business that are like that. But if they're afraid of change and they're negative and they're going to be negative about other people and they don't want other people to succeed, then they can't be in the business. So I had two of those, I call them negative Nellies, right? I had these two negative ladies in my business that even though they didn't want to grow and I didn't force growth on them, they didn't want other people to grow either. And that doesn't work, right? So they had to go. And, the other 18 or so people, making up the number 20, was around that number. I don't remember the exact number, but the other 18 people or so, they were complacent. They were content.
Yeah.
And content in my business was not a recipe for success.
Absolutely.
I needed people that wanted to grow. And that was just a decision I made. I don't want content people. I want hungry people. I want people with fire in their belly that want to go someplace. Let me close my door. My dogs are barking. Sorry.
No problem.
Hey, shh, stop it. I have my two dogs and my ex-wife's dog is here as well.
Don't let her ex-wife.
Yeah, it's like a full zoo at the moment.
Don't let your ex-wife's dog into your bed.
Yeah, exactly. He actually was in my bed last night, sadly, but he didn't pee. So we were good. Yeah. I thought about that actually when it happened. So yeah. So anyway, the other thing, I pitched people on a mission, and my mission was to help make the world a better place through